and welcome to the Savage Nation. This is yours truly, Michael Savage. On the very day that the mastermind of the Pan Am bombing over Lockerbie, Scotland, was released to a hero's welcome in Libya, the very same day that the same left-wing radical Labour government under Gordon Brown decided to release the man who killed hundreds to his home in Libya, where he arrived to a hero's welcome, the very same government that released the Lockerbie bomber for compassionate reasons has denied Michael Savage his freedom of movement and his freedom of speech. Now, I want to pause right here. You've heard it all before. You haven't heard it all before. In a world of hype, and in a world of hype artists, it's very difficult for the average listener to know what's true, what's false, what's real, what's an act, what they should be concerned about. I recognize that. But what if there really is such a case of an innocent man being targeted by an illegitimate government strictly to placate the radical Muslims in that nation, out of fear that the radical Muslims will know that they've been, namely, picked on for good reasons, because you've got people there marching around screaming death to Britain, death to the USA, overthrow Britain, blah, 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 we will kill you, we will do this. You've seen the signs, you've heard it. So the British government is afraid of them, as they should be. But in order to balance this list of excluded individuals, they choose a white man, a conservative from America who has a radio show, in order to balance the list. Now, you would say, well, they have a right to do it. No, my friends, they don't have the right to do it. Don't jump to the conclusion that a nation has the right to exclude somebody simply on the basis of speech. And if this government was so concerned with their fine nation being a place that is an honor to come to, an honor to live in, as I'm sure it is for so many millions of Brits, why would they free the Lockerbie bomber to go home to a hero's welcome in Libya? It's interesting to me that I took yesterday off to work with my lawyers, my legal team. I thought I'd get a rest. I didn't. I got 12 to 15 hours of hell. I had 15 hours of hell and another 18 hours of no sleep. When I saw the new legal findings, which I'm going to talk about today on the Savage Nation, and we just posted a new letter that was released yesterday to Jackie Smith with demands in it, and recommendations and demands. It's on michaelsavage.com. Now, you could say, what do I care about? That I care about Obamacare? I do, too. I care about Obamacare, too. I understand what it is. It's socialized medicine. I understand that it's been discovered that Mr. Axelrod, who is the chief of staff for Obama, and certain family members of his, allegedly are going to make millions of dollars from the health care push. Allegedly now. You understand that we can't say that definitively, but even the Associated Press says that Obama's push for national health care overhaul is providing a financial windfall to Democratic consulting firms closely connected to the president and two top advisors, including David Axelrod. Now, of course, if this was Bush and it was Karl Rove, Rove would be history. But I'm not going to talk about that directly. I'm going to talk about this indirectly. Because the very same corruption that exists in this far-left government of Obama exists in the far-left government of Gordon Brown in England. And the very same corruption is being covered up here in the same way that it's being covered up there. And how do they cover their corruption here in America? They attack anybody who attacks Obama as being a racist. Anybody who criticizes Obama is a far-right, right-wing extremist. In England, what do? What do these British public school snobs do? And I say public school because in England it's the reverse of here. If you're rich, you go to a public school, not a private school. British public school snots, who apparently have never worked a day in their life, have been found out in my legal research. And I am going to talk about the insanity of my having to fight to have my name taken off a list of murderers and terrorists, while a true murderer and terrorist, the Islamic fascist who was responsible for masterminding the Lockerbie bombing and the deaths of over 200 people, was released by the British government, and he went home to Libya to a hero's welcome. Have you seen the footage today of him getting on and off the plane in Scotland? Do you see them shaking his hand, the British governmental officials who hate me? The very same Labor governmental officials who hate Michael Savage shook the hands of a real murderer, and he went home to a hero's welcome. The British government under Gordon Brown is suicidal. They have sympathy for those who kill their own people and antipathy for those that would defend them. In researching the emails going back and forth between these snotty public school brats in England, you're not going to believe what we found. I've told you some of it, but you haven't heard all of it. I want you to go to michaelsavage.com at your leisure and look at the new legal letter to Britain. I will summarize some of those points today as I go in and out of the news. The memos are not going to be believed. You're not going to believe them when you read them. You have to see them. And I have to go back again to what I said to you before, that in a world of hype, a world of self-promoters, in a world of people trying to make a name for themselves, it's very difficult for you to take me seriously if you are a born skeptic as I am. I'm a born skeptic. I don't believe anybody, particularly anybody in the media. So it would be natural for you to have some skepticism about what I am saying, but I want you to try to not put aside your skepticism, but try to listen to what I'm saying to you. Just try for a minute. How do you square a government, the British Labour government, releasing the mastermind of the Lockerbie bombing, shaking his hand as he leaves Scotland, and putting me on a list of people to be banned because of my unacceptable behavior? Now, I want you to understand that to the British government under Gordon Brown, speech has become behavior. Do you understand how Orwellian this is? Speech has become behavior. And my speech, although it has never called for violence, may be offensive, may be shocking, may be very offensive and very shocking, as I'm sure it is to many people. It is shocking and offensive to people. I'm aware of that. Do you know that what I found in those emails should make your hair stand up? Do you know that they took statements from the founding of my Paul Revere Society, such as a nation is defined by its borders, language, and culture, and they used that as evidence of why I should be banned from Britain? I'm not making this up. I swear to you. I swear to you. They said that because Michael Savage believes a nation is defined by its borders, its language, and its culture, he has engaged in hateful speech. He has engaged in unacceptable behavior. Because he believes in borders, language, and culture, he has provoked and incited violence. Do you have any idea what this means? It means that the liberals have become the most extreme form of thought police. It means that the liberals have declared conservatives criminal. It means that the liberals in England have criminalized conservative thought and conservative speech, which is why every liberal who really believes in the liberal credo should buy my book, Banned in Britain. You need it as a document. You need to see the proof. You need to see I'm not hyping you. And you need to share it with your liberal friends. It may finally awaken you from your slumber before it is too late. It just might save America from the fate that Britain is suffering under these public school snots. I want you to go to michaelsavage.com and read the new legal letter that was sent by my attorneys, the defamation claim to Jackie Smith. And then I want you to look at the secret emails. Well, I can't give them to you now, but I want you to see the cover copy, the table of contents, and the excerpt for Banned in Britain. And once you look at these documents and put them together, and then you combine them with the fact that the very same labor government that did this to me, and remember what they did to me. You say, oh, big deal, you can't go to Britain. You didn't want to go anyway. Well, you have to see the larger point. That denies me my freedom of movement, which is a denial of my fundamental civil rights. It denies me a freedom of movement. Do you understand that? It's a denial of the European Commission on Human Rights laws. It's a denial of the U.S. Bill of Rights. It's a denial of British law itself. It's a denial of everything that is decent about democracies. It is something you would see out of North Korea. Didn't North Korea just arrest 2 people for entering its soil that they didn't approve of politically? Weren't 2 journalists just released from North Korea by Bill Clinton because they dared wander into that sacred nation without permission? This is something for you to behold. The very same government of the United States of America under Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama that wants to continue the open border policy started by Bill Clinton and magnified and amplified by George Bush, the open borders with Mexico, where drug dealers can walk right across the border, says nothing about a legitimate American broadcaster with millions of followers being unable to go across the borders of Britain. Don't you see what's at stake here? Don't you understand what's at stake here? I am one man fighting an entire government. Don't you understand what's at stake? I hope you do. And I hope you understand this is not hype, nor do I care about selling a certain number of books because it will fatten my wallet. I hope you understand that I'm well past that point in my life. And I hope you understand that there's a greater principle in these shows about being banned in Britain and this one man's fight to free his name from this list of murderers and terrorists. I hope you understand. I'll be right back.
Savage.